Walk me through your process here about how you get someone like Reid so quickly after the Super Bowl, because I'm sure you would have wanted Nick Sirianni in that seat had things gone the other way, as they easily could have on Sunday night. Peter.
Well, Rich, I went to the AFC Championship game, met Andy in his office after the game, and talked to him. And right at the end, I said, "Hey, listen, when you win the Super Bowl, I'm really going to want to sit down, right after the game like we did last time in your office, and I'd love you to go through the winning play with me." And he nodded, and there was not I'll absolutely do that, but he knew that that's what I wanted to do. And so I felt pretty good about that. And then 5 days later, I rode to work with Nick Sirianni, or 6 days later, on Saturday morning before they left for the Super Bowl. And I told him, "Hey, listen, I have done this thing after games where hopefully I get the winning coach to talk to me about maybe the decisive play in the game, and I'd love to be able to meet with you after the game, and just I'll do it as quick as I can, but maybe 5 minutes." No commitment from him either, but at least he had it in his head that I was going to ask him to try to do this. So after the game, I went, and it was a probably crazier than usual in the Kansas City locker room because not only because obviously they were so happy, but in this particular case, for some reason, everybody in that place was smoking a cigar. And you hear my voice right now, but I'm telling you, it was like I was really, really struggling to breathe after a while because this acrid cigar smoke, if you're in that room for a half hour, I went up to the press box afterwards, and I was just coughing continuously. So I wrote that column while on a semi-continuous coughing jag. But anyway, Andy agreed to let me sit in there. He was there with his grandson, Maverick, 9 years old, Britt Reid's son, and also with his longtime agent, Bob Lamont. And so my videographer extraordinaire, Annie Koblitz, this was a tiny office, scrunched herself into a corner, turned the camera on, and then we learned all about Corn Dog.
Yes, that's the name. And the previous Super Bowl winner was called Wasp, which was that play that Mahomes counseled for in a timeout. Second half, the Niners were really putting their stamp on things. The Chiefs had not unleashed that huge passing attack to Tyreek Hill with any success, and then they call Wasp. You can hear Mahomes say on the NFL Films coverage, do we have time to call it, because it did require some pass protection, and that was the play of that Super Bowl. And this one was called, as you just mentioned, Corn Dog. It was the same play, just flip the field from the Kadarius Toney go-ahead touchdown, and then the one that put them up 8 to Sky Moore. Is that as simple as that?
It was not. It was not the same play.
Okay.
Corn Dog was the Kadarius Toney play, and on Corn Dog, basically Kadarius, it's corn, C-O-R, because Kadarius Toney is supposed to run in, then immediately flip the switch and run back and run a corner route, which is exactly what he did. And he had 11 yards of spacing between here and the nearest defender. The reason that it's called a different play is not only because it's on the different side of the field, but because the first read for Patrick Mahomes on the touchdown pass to Toney was actually a run to Jerick McKinnon. And at the line of scrimmage, because he saw exactly what was going on, and at the line of scrimmage after he took the snap, he saw the simple fact that Darius Slay was not coming back to try to catch up to Kadarius Toney, and nobody covered him. And Rich, I at the risk of taking just two plays and damning a defense for it, I mean, I don't understand how 3 minutes after that play, the Philadelphia Eagles allowed the same thing to happen on the other side of the field, with Sky Moore that happened with Kadarius Toney. How do you explain that? That the two winning plays in a Super Bowl, you don't cover the receiver, basically. I mean, look, the Eagles had a great year, but the end of the season for the Eagles was a total black eye. And I feel, hey, good for Jonathan Gannon. He got the job in Arizona anyway, despite this. But if I was in on that Monday interview with Jonathan Gannon, I would have wanted to know how in the world did you it happened once? Okay, it's like fool me once, fine. Fool me twice, well, shame on me. How does that happen a second time? And I'll be interested at some point in the future to hear the Eagles' reaction as to why that happened.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.